Alright, welcome to the second episode of Whose Fault Is It Anyway? I'm Last Hope, and we're going to do some threes analysis this time. Some gameplay of me, Swiftty, and our coach, Yolag. He's also a player, so some of you may know who Yolag is, some of you may not. He's been around in the community for a little while. He's a very good player. He just decided to coach instead of play on our team because he just doesn't have a lot of time to dedicate to playing. So he decided, hey, I can offer my services as a coach, because he's a high-level player and he knows a lot about the game. So yeah, that's who we've got on this team. If we look at the other team, we have Lexim, King Nug, and Charlie. Charlie is actually a friend of mine. He's on my friends list. We ran into him like 3 times in a row. And it went back and forth, so they would win and we would win. We won like 2 games in a row, and then they won like 2 games in a row. So very good competition. Yeah, this is the one game that I actually saved from that series. So we're just going to take a look at goals that are scored, and particularly goals that we scored because the other team does not score any goals. But yeah, we're just going to take a look at why we scored goals and, what problems on Orange team caused them to concede goals. So, without any further ado, we're going to take a look at this gameplay. Swiftty going on the kickoff. I go up and try and get an early some early pressure on. Yolag comes and hits the ball. Got some good offense from the Orange team. Nice clear from my teammates. No pressure from me. Kind of missed that. Just kind of put my car there. I probably should have rotated here. You can see I'm kind of all over the place. Just gonna rotate back. My teammates do the thing. Yolag hits a nice pass, but I wasn't really pushed up enough to do anything with that, so I just kind of try to keep the pressure up, offensive pressure. Swiftty comes and gets he actually almost ends up scoring a goal there. Comes Yolag trying to put some more pressure on. You see the ball is mostly staying in their half. I got a nice pass here. We'll pinch up against the wall, and that's the first goal that gets scored, so let's kind of slow it down a little bit. And we'll take a look at the goal that was scored. Swiftty comes up, he misses. And I was already rotating back, so I kind of put my car back in there. I got a nice pop up. They aren't expecting me to get a nice little pinch here, and my teammate's there and ends up scoring. But if we back it up a little bit, we can kind of look at the positioning. Where is it? Okay, there he is. So Lexim goes up, and Charlie and King Nug are both back in the goal. Charlie goes and rotates upward. I think he's expecting his teammate to get a challenge here. Honestly, it looks like he rotates up a little bit too early, because I don't think any of his teammates really had we're in a position, if we back it up a little bit, I don't think any of his teammates are really in a position to do anything with this. I think because he sees it going forward, he starts moving up. And of course, Swiftty misses. He thinks we got a breakaway, but I immediately turn around and you know, put the offensive pressure back on. So they're rotating back. Let's back it up again. Let's watch Nug. For some reason moves forward. I guess he didn't see me coming up, so now there's nobody in the net. Lexim has already, you know, he missed, or he either missed or, you know, he already challenged the ball up here, and the ball was coming back, and he couldn't really do anything with it. So he's moving over here, rotating, trying to get our back right boost. And nobody's in the goal right now. King Nug has moved up, you know, because he thinks they have a breakaway while I'm rotating backwards, but I immediately turn. You know, I've got the pressure right here, so they're rotating back. At this point, right here, there's not really much anything that Nug can do. The way the ball is traveling, it's already over his card. Charlie is the last person that can really do anything right here. Unfortunately, he can't get up fast enough. This is, you know, this ball travels a lot faster in, you know, it's full speed. This is only at half speed. Nug trips on the goal here, so he's out of the play, and Yolag comes in, takes a shot, and that is the goal scored. First goal of the game. Well, exactly 1 minute in. So, yeah, really just some communication errors. I mean, I don't know if these guys were actually partied up or not. I could have swore that they were. So really just some communication errors on their end. You know, Nug not really reading the fact that I had the chance to take the ball. Excuse me, and he moves up. And then there's no one left in the goal to really defend because Lexim is already committed and he's out of the play. At this point, you know, at that point it was just Charlie and Nug just kind of sitting back. And they were just too far forward, so they immediately had to rotate back. I took my chance, got a little pinch, and, you know, Yolag scored. So some rotational and communication errors on Orange Team's part. Let's move back to 100%. We got Swiftty here, taking his time getting it out of our half. Yolag kind of overshoots the ball. I try to put some pressure up here. There's Charlie trying to make a play with Nug. I'm rotated up pretty far here, expecting this play. I pass it back to Yolag here. Swiftty is just in the right position. He backflips and Yolag takes the shot. Goes right back to Yolag. This is actually a really good play. I'm not really sure if there's anything that Orange Team could have done to, you know, really prevent the play from happening in the first place. But, you know, it's just that's just a really good play. I mean, Swiftty. If we take a look at Swiftty here, you know, once we get the ball up the field. Swiftty hits the ball. I see that Yolag is coming up, and, you know, it's easier for me to pass it back to him. Swiftty he's just in the right spot. And Yolag is already, he's got the momentum. He's moving forward towards the net already. The ball basically goes right to him. So we're gonna back that up. Slow it down a little bit to about 50%. So here I am. I'm ahead of the ball, and I see Yolag coming up, and I pass it to him. And actually, let's back it up again. I want to see where Swiftty was going, rotation-wise. He was passing it. Okay, so he's rotating up the field. He's crossing, and actually, he gets bumped by Nug. So this is there's a little bit of luck involved here. He lands right in the trajectory of the ball. The ball is, you know, is coming right to him. He's like, well, I see Yolag. He's already moving up. I might as well backflip. Yolag's there. Lexim misses. And this is a crucial challenge by Lexim because the fact that he missed here and the fact that Nug is just now you can see his boost trail. He was just now rotating up into you know, the goal box here. And Charlie is, I mean, he's out of position in terms of being able to save the ball or do anything. There's just nothing he can do there. So this is really just a good play. We back it up. We can kind of look and see rotation on orange team's part. So here's all three of them. They're up. At this point, Charlie and Nug are rotating. My teammate Swiftty sees Lexim go for the ball. Nug turns around a little early. I think this is kind of why he doesn't really get a good touch here. He turns around thinking that his teammate's going to get a pinch back towards our side and he can move back up. But what really happens is the ball just goes straight. It pinches straight against the wall and straight back out. So when Nug turns around, it's like right on top of him. Not much he can do. Swiftty is moving forward. You know, he gets a nice challenge and gets the ball back moving up the field. Charlie is he's already rotated back, so he's in a good position. Unfortunately, you know, we've got two players moving up now. There's me and Swiftty. Nug has to rotate across the field, which is not really something you want to be doing. You know, in a good threes rotation, it kind of throws things off. You see, a healthy rotation would be that, you know, Nug is about right here at this point, you know, when he's rotating back, and so Charlie can then come up and put some pressure on this player right here. Unfortunately, Lexim is only at the half field because he challenged, and there's a really big gap in the rotation here. So if we play, I see Yolag coming up. Nug gets a bump on Swiftty, which is actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, of course, where Yolag ends up hitting the ball is where Swiftty ends up. Charlie's kind of like, he backs away because he sees that Swiftty gets bumped into his line of sight, and he doesn't want to, you know, commit and leave this humongous gap right here, even though Lexim has rotated back properly into a spot where he probably could have saved it, depending on, you know, the shot that gets taken. So we got a backflip, and, you know, Nug, because he's late on rotation, there's not really any space for him. They get cluttered up right here. Lexim is back right here, and Nug is back, and you know, Nug has to wait for Lexim to take his shot. Unfortunately, Lexim whiffs right here, and, you know, it leaves the goal wide open. There's this huge gap. And so, you know, besides us getting a pretty good passing play on the ground, there was really a big factor of the goal being scored was the fact that Orange team's rotation gets kind of jumbled up and cut a little bit, and so there's a huge gap, and there's some uncertainty on, you know, who should be up challenging. Is there anybody back on Orange team to save the ball? So, you know, it just, you know, half of it is us getting a good play. The other half is really just rotational errors, and, you know, Lexim having a challenge with Nug not really ready to do anything. So that is goal number 2. Let's speed it back up. It's unlucky 50-50 on the kickoff. That was actually a bad hit from Swiftty, but, you know, we have pretty decent rotation, so doesn't really do too much. I try to get a shot here. It's a good save by King Nug. Yolag comes up putting the pressure. We get a nice rotation here. I cut rotation because I know Swiftty is back, and you know, I just want to get some pressure before the ball gets down the field. The rotation is still, you know, relatively clean, so there's not really a big problem there. Yolag gets a shot. I somehow managed to, you know, rotate my car, you know, quickly back into a position where I can, you know, hit the ball, hit a reactionary shot to the ball hitting off the crossbar. So let's kind of back it up and see what goes on here. Back it up, slow it down. Let's fly. Okay. The ball's coming up the field. Swiftty gets a little touch here. Yolag goes up. It's off the corner. Lexim is kind of out of position here. Nug is forced to challenge, and you know there's not really much he can do. And Charlie's just getting back into the goal, but at that point, you know, there's not really. It's a very tough shot to defend against. And if we look at where the ball goes, so you know, here's the Yolag. I'm in a perfect position. You know, Yolag can get a nice pass up the field because Lexim is not. He's not jumping. He's actually falling down, which means he would have to challenge immediately to really do anything here and stop Yolag from getting the ball across. Nug challenges, you know. Charlie's trying to get back as fast as he can because he knows that if Nug misses, which he does, you know, there's a huge gap right here, and I'm in the perfect position to come up and take the shot. I had already jumped for it. I had anticipated it coming off the backboard, but I, you know, kind of slow myself down and take a nice little side flip to, you know, curve my car into the trajectory of the ball. It's pretty good reaction on my part. But let's back it up and we'll take a look at what happens in this play. So Swiftty gets a whoa. Actually, okay. So Swiftty misses, and Yolag gets a clear. You know, Lexim, he sees that there's a play coming, and he's rotating back. He turns around, realizes the ball. You know, I think he's expecting Swiftty to get a bigger touch here, and because he wrote and you know Yolag to not hit it into the corner, but actually hit it up and about, you know, somewhere around here. Unfortunately for Lexim, Yolag takes the corner pass route. Lexim is forced to he's like pre-jumping here, you know, expecting it to bounce high, and for some reason the ball kind of bounces back down at an angle. So he immediately, you know, angles his car downwards, tries to land, and you know, put his car in front of the ball, but he's kind of unsuccessful. Nug is, you know, he's moving forward. I think his best bet would probably be to stay back. You see where his boost rail kind of starts. I think his car, he would have had a better position to go up for this if he hadn't moved forward. I mean, just look at where he ends up. He's like, not only is he too far forward, but he's, you know, the angle at which he goes for the ball, he goes forward right as Yolag is hitting it, so he doesn't really have an idea where the ball is going yet. You know, he's basically guessing at this point. So, you know, Charlie, he was up here, he was still in the back, you know, rotating up. So he's just now getting back to his side. Yolag gets his, you know, his hit, doesn't go where I'm, you know, and you know, he's rotating out. Charlie's just now coming back. I'm already up for the ball, and you know, at this point, there's not really anything that they can do. I get a goal, and that's our third goal of the match at 2 minutes and 51 seconds left on the clock. Things that could have been changed. So let's kind of look, let's back it up a little bit to this moment. Actually, a little bit further back, to be honest. So let's see, where's the ball? Where is the ball? It's all the way over here. Okay. Okay, so the ball is traveling. We're rotating out. Swifty's rotating. I'm rotating across the field. Yolag is, yeah, he's rotating out in the opposite direction. Just because it's faster, you know, he doesn't really want to be behind these guys. So here comes, you know, Swifty's rotating. So check out the positioning of these two players, Nug and Charlie. And Charlie's got the ball. He gets a nice little flick. I challenge here, and so just to keep them from being able to make a play before they get to our half. And Charlie lands. Nug moves up. He thinks Charlie's not really in a position to take the shot. And Swifty's back, so he's just kind of waiting for their hit. They double commit here. Unfortunately, Swiftty misses. I mean, he's just kind of confused as to who's taking the ball. I mean, you got two players coming up, and Yolag is just now getting back. So, luckily, because Yolag is just getting back, he's able to, get the ball cleared. But because they double committed, Nug is now he's in the goal. He's got the most ground to cover. Charlie jumps, and now he has the most ground to cover because he runs into the wall and gets stuck in the goal. Or stuck on our side, rather, for a couple of seconds. And, at this point, we're well on our way down the field. Like, we've got our three-man rotation. Lexim is last man right now. He's forced to just turn around and, get back to his side. Charlie rotates, he's trying to rotate around over here, thinking that, I'm not going to pick up the boost, hoping maybe that I miss the boost, which I do sometimes. But I don't. So Charlie's got all the boost that he's got, and now he's out of boost. You can see right here, this is where his trail kind of ends, and he's out of boost. So, he can't get back quick. He's got to rely on his teammates to really make a play here and play some solid defense. But, okay, so here's, Nug. He's rotated back into the goal. And honestly, I think he should have stayed right here. This is a good spot for him to be in. He's pointed kind of towards the ball. Maybe if he was pointed a little bit more towards the ball, not straight to the side, which he does here. He kind of turns. But he immediately moves forward. Unfortunately, I mean, like, the distance right here that Yolag has to cover to hit the ball, and the distance that King Nug has to cover, there's, like, a huge discrepancy between those two. So, the problem is he plays the guessing game. Had he stayed in the goal, he probably would have been fine. Here comes Charlie. He's rotating back, but it's too late. At this point, they're both Nug and Lexim are out of position, and Charlie's just not back fast enough. He can't really do anything. It all started with the double commit, though, and some poor choices on shot taking from his teammates. So that is the third goal of the game. Speed it back up to 100%, and we'll take it from there. Swiftty gets a nice little cross. It's not It's not very hard. But here I am taking the ball down the field. I got no boost, so I'm just kind of trying to do as much as I can. Luckily, this isn't a goal, and Yolag is there to clear it twice here. Yolag gets a demo. Charlie's just trying to put some pressure back on. Doesn't really go anywhere. I get a nice clear. And Swiftty with the ball in the crossbar. Charlie misses, and we really should take a look at Orange Team's rotation here, because I feel like some of the players should have been back at this point, not just Charlie. So let's kind of take a look at why their rotation was so bad. Okay, so here, I mean, these guys, they're already back. I don't know why. Anyways, okay. So Charlie is, he challenged. Doesn't go anywhere, so he's rotating back. And so Lexim and Nug, they're both in the corner over here. Their rotation at this point is, honestly, I think it's fine. You got a guy that's basically back in the goal, and you got Lexim challenging here. Let's see what happens. he doesn't get a very good challenge. He goes straight up. And because he commits, he is, oh man, he is out. Like, he's gone. Way on our side of the goal. Nug, I don't know where you were going, man. He completely went across. I think he was expecting Lexim to get a nice hit that he could move up, but honestly, even if that was his intent, moving this far up the field while you're on defense is not really a good idea. You can kind of creep up, maybe in this area right here, but you know, making a full rotation, and most likely to get a boost in this corner, you know, and leaving the goal wide open. And your teammate Charlie, you know, he's last man. He's just now getting back. Now he has to defend against Swifty's shot, which you know, doesn't go in. But you know, because Charlie doesn't have any boost, he can't get there fast enough to clear it across the goalpost and, you know, over to the wall. Now, I mean, look at where these guys are. They're all the way. I mean, Nug is at half field. Lexim is still all the way up here. And as soon as Charlie misses, I immediately put it into reverse and, you know, just hit a backflip into the goal. So really bad rotational error right there. Honestly, it really starts with Nug. Or well, honestly, if we're talking about like the beginning of the rotation going wrong, it was Lexim, you know, missing his shot, and then, you know, Nug being all the way over here at this point. Like if Lexim had completely whiffed, you know, Swiftty would have been able to go up for an aerial and take the shot, rather than, you know, having to come up and slam it up against the crossbar. You know, Lexim is still up here because when he challenged, he went immediately to this corner to replenish his boost before he went back. And because, you know, he figured, hey, you know, Nug's back and Charlie's back, but, you know, Nug's out of position now, and Charlie still had no boost at this point. Like you know, after he challenged, both of these boost paths were gone, and he was just flipping down the field. His teammate took this boost canister. There's no boost. Like, he's got to pick up pads. He's got to pick up like one of these, and, you know, let's back it up and see. All of those are gone. All of these are gone. So, you know, he lands like right about here, and he's flipping back. There's no boost for him to pick up unless he goes straight to the goal. And he doesn't want to cut rotation. He wants to just go back and, you know, leave his teammates to challenging. He's got no boost at this point, you know. Here goes Lexim. He goes for the middle boost, and they run into each other. I didn't even see that. They run into each other, and so now Lexim he's bumped all the way up here. Lexim could have rotated back. I mean, I doubt they would have had enough time at this point. You know, Charlie has already challenged and missed because he didn't have any boost, and I've hit my goal. I've hit my shot. So rotational error, big rotational error. Let's take a look at the last minute of gameplay. Back at 100. Swiftty, nice little challenge. I immediately turn. Didn't mean to touch it here. I think I would have had the fake if I had, you know, actually not touched that. Nice side flip for me, but, you know, I'm letting Swiftty take it. Yolag pushes up. I kind of turn and stay up the field because Swiftty went back immediately. Now it's just me. I didn't jump at all for whatever reason. Just me being a bean. I try to get a touch here. I think it's really just me bumping that guy, but here comes Yolag. All the guys rotate out. There's a big gap. Again, I think, in rotation. Let's look at that. Okay, so here's me challenging for the ball. The ball is stopped. Third man, Actually, let's back it up a little bit more. We need to look at before the ball gets down the field. Okay, so Charlie was moving up and he challenges. Lexim turns around. Nug is moving up to try and make something happen here. He misses. Lexim is alone. He has to make a challenge here because he thinks that we have a shot. Let's slow it down. I forgot to do that. And I challenge him. Nug and Charlie are just now getting back. Here comes Swiftty with a nice pop up. Look at how bunched up they are. They're all making their way back to the goal. And Lexim rotates straight across. I don't know where Lexim is going. I think he's going to get boost or something. I mean, they should have kind of... I guess they didn't want to get all bunched up like they were just a second ago. They're kind of spreading out and trusting each other to get hits. So Charlie actually does get a hit here. He beats me to the ball. And, both of our guys are up. Nug, I mean, he's going up. He doesn't have any trust. He did not think that Charlie had it clear here. He panicked. He went up with him. So that's a double commit. Now they're both across. All three of them are out of the goal. Nothing happening here. And I think it's already going in. Probably didn't even need to hit that. It was going pretty slow, so I just kind of backflip into it. And that's the 5th goal of the game due to, yet again, rotational error on Orange Team's half. So, there's not really much after that. I mean, they end up forfeiting right after the kickoff. So, really, it was just a lot of rotational. Yeah, so they forfeited right here. Just big rotational errors on Orange Team's part. Double commits, a few bad hits here and there. But really there's not a lot of trust in this Orange Team. As you can see, they're just they're all over the place. They're challenging with each other instead of waiting to see what happens, and they're not paying attention to the fact that their third man is he's where he's supposed to be. A lot of times Lexim was the third man, and he was he could recognize when a play was shifting from defense to offense or offense to defense, and he would turn around and he would be the last man. But a lot of times Nug and Charlie would either double commit, or one of them would turn and challenge and break rotation, and the rotation was not smooth enough to account for slight cuts in the rotation, so they really kind of shot themselves in the foot right there. But yeah, so really just big rotational errors. That is the biggest takeaway. My team, if you were noticing throughout, we had pretty clean rotations with a few cuts here and there, but because our rotation was so clean, and we had really good synergy, we allowed, we were really easily able to adapt to any cuts in rotation. A teammate turning around. There were a few moments where, maybe like Swiftty would hit the ball, cross or very softly, and then we would be on defense, or, I would turn and hit the ball, and it wouldn't be, I'd miss or something, But we always had a third man back. We never were caught with 2 men all the way on the other side of the field and 1 man back. A lot of times it was either one of us was at the half court or half of the field, and the other one was rotating back or already back. So we didn't really get caught out very much. Made some good plays, a lot of passes. And we really trusted each other going for balls. So those were the 2 factors that led to Orange Team losing, and all 5 of those goals being scored. Yep, so that's going to do it for this episode of Whose Fault Is It Anyway? This was really nice to record like this with my new PC, so I can get a lot of high quality gameplay, and you don't have to see any of that garbage Xbox gameplay. But yeah, we'll be looking at some more gameplay within the next few days. Hopefully I can get some gameplay from some other people. Maybe some of my teammates have some replays they want me to take a look at. We can do some analysis on that. But yeah, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to be notified when my videos go live, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.